Hi everyone, welcome to today's meeting. Sometimes the topic of a given Sunday is not given to me until the last moment. And interestingly, the topic of emptiness came through. This morning, I was at a very noisy hockey game. And imagine that our life is actually like a noisy hockey game. Before the game, the people are talking, chatting with each other. The children are running around. And Esther, as a personality, she always has this royal personality and started criticizing silently the environment. Oh, what an unconscious environment this is. And interestingly, there's the judgment, there's the personal judgment. And maybe the personal judgment comes from the fact that we're just trying to protect ourselves. And I'm very acutely sensitive to noise. And I was given this grace at that moment as I just made my body comfortable. I'm like, okay, resistance is there. My body doesn't want to settle into this new space. This is very hands on. Consciousness work is very hands on. And then because you feel uncomfortable, you don't want to settle in. And then this grace just automatically started teaching me about emptiness. First, your own nature, which is the pure emptiness, shunyata. It's always missed. It's missed because it's so obvious. So the ego personality cannot fathom your true nature. So if we give an analogy to our life as a hockey, like as a kind of sometimes the violent, sometimes dynamic, it's a lot of rajas, movement, doing. We're giving this analogy to our life. It is hard to zoom into your true nature because you're constantly playing with the surface layer of your life. Esther getting identified with the discomfort of being placed in this environment where her personality can't relate to a game. She doesn't want to relate to the people. She's already a judgment. And she doesn't want to be in a noisy place. So many negations. And I'm now asking you to draw parallels with your own situations. I'm just actually citing my immediate experience. And you will notice that through our work, what we do is a training to abide in emptiness. Emptiness, you can also call it the pure Buddha field or pure consciousness. And you're abiding, and as you're abiding, then all the surface movements of the phenomenal world become a surface fluctuation of energy. And if the energy is just fluctuating, it is always fluctuating, it rarely stops or never stops, then you start identifying with reality, meaning you know that you're the backdrop and the surface fluctuations are always going on. And even now, inquire. Right now, you're seated. You might be a bit uncomfortable. You might feel your heartbeat. We're slowing down. We're slowing down our field right now with this inquiry. You might be having an agenda. Hi, I have an agenda that I came to meditate because right now I'm in pain. I've experienced loss, or I had such a busy week. I need to unwind. Agenda. We're noticing all of the tendencies of our mind that needs to achieve something. And there's only emptiness. Underneath the fluctuations of your life, there's only emptiness. And remind yourself that your true nature, this impersonal, empty, alive, all knowing, all seeing, all loving aspect is right here, right now. And once you truly peel yourself back into the state of emptiness, and you know that directly, every single one of us knows what it feels like when, even when you are completing tasks, sometimes you fully forget about the doer. You're fully forgetting that, oh, this is Esther doing something, sitting at a game because she needs to support her son. You're just there. And then when, due to this grace of openness, I was sitting there, the noise didn't bother me anymore. The very dense thought field that people were creating stopped bothering me. Their energy stopped bothering me. And I started just noticing the beautiful aesthetic unfolding of this physical prowess in front of my eyes. How these players were moving so beautifully on ice. It was just a beautiful artwork unfolding. I had no idea about the game, didn't watch the game per se. I didn't even know who won or which side was which. But I was noticing the eloquence of these movements from the space of emptiness. This sounds romantic, but believe me, when you drop into this field of your true self, which is ideally always, then this beauty, this automatic aesthetic harmony, balance, beauty pours forward. And notice there's so many layers. The mind, according to its conditioning, thinks it's annoying, it's disgusting, I want to be somewhere else. You notice the judgment. Then there's the energetic discomfort, huh? Another layer, because most of us are very, very sensitive. Another layer. I can't bear this. I want to run away. No, the no. Open further. And then finally, you just drop in to the holding of your pure consciousness. And it's not mystical. It's right here, right now. And the only gesture that is required from all of us, it's this very specific gesture of how ready is each one of us? How ready are we to drop this very rigid clutching to the immediate psychophysical experience of the personality? And a lot of us have a problem because even, I would say, even when you're overly sensitive, this poses a huge problem because your sensitivity makes your field contract, and then your contraction makes you identify even more with your personality. Or if you're very sensitive, you do not have energetic boundaries, so you prefer to just be spending time alone. But do you then truly understand the pertinence of this work? And the work is to peel yourself through constant practice back to the place of your pure being. You can call it your soul self, or Ramana calls it the self, which he referred to as the soul. And the soul is directly connected to God, the soul light. And as I said, the soul is usually not embodied into the physical vessel because of the densities here. So we have to also energetically purify this vessel over and over again in order for the soul to even want to inhabit closer this body mechanism. A lot of us just are connected to our soul from your head upwards. But when the soul actually descends, that's called embodiment. And then you radically have shifted your life. And this is why we do a lot of training through chakra work. And chakra work, when we specifically refer to one or two or more chakras, and we work through combining our consciousness force with the pointing, with the attention and focus, we start moving out the densities from the system itself. And then, as I mentioned before, Shaktipat is when a person who has an open Kundalini system, which is made conscious, projects their Kundalini force into your systems together, and it starts moving out everything that is not in congruence with your open field flow. So that's a Shaktipat, projecting Shakti or the divine cosmic mother force energy into specific areas of the body, or usually it can also be just the whole body at once. So the whole training, if you're truly interested and you're not just coming here to kind of have an experience, because honestly, this work has nothing to do with you having an experience. Experiences can be nice, but that's not the point. Also, to just have a nice feeling for 2 seconds and then go back to your real life drudgery. It's not the point of this work. So, this work has a wider resonance, which means that it requires us to have perfect morality, but not a religious morality. It is the purity, the clarity, the purity and clarity of you walking in truth. So that needs to be the guiding force. Seeing, where do your actions come from? What are you doing? How are you around other people? I mean, an existentialist philosopher, Sartre, said, funnily, he loved to joke, he said, hell is other people. Alone he was fine, but hell started through relating to others. I mean, that's the story of us all, correct? So that is your litmus test. That's the test. How are you relating to your environment? How does your environment relate to you? That's your backup. Like, okay, I've done my work. So what does the outside world show me about that? So I'm telling you, you have absolutely not done anything. If you come here sometimes, you have a nice experience, and then you join me in another 6 months. Like that does just not work. Yeah, absolutely not. And so today we can question, do we have that countenance? Do we have that calling for the truth, where we want to know who we truly are? And why did Buddha talk about the importance of the Sangha? The Sangha is a community. I mean, you don't have to practice in this group particularly. You can practice with whomever you want to, but practice is essential, correct? And that's all I'm pointing out. So again, notice the inclination of the personality. Oh, I broke, like whatever it is. I don't feel as good. Oh, now I'm called to look inside. 99% of the people start this way, which is okay. But if that's where it stops, then there's absolutely no movement into the truth of who you truly are. So I wanted to address that. Another note, just noting back to the hockey game. Just imagine also your life circumstance, going through so much trouble lately. Everybody's life and karma is being sped up. So let's just see that. And enlightenment or transcendence is contingent on your ability to identify with yourself as this limitless consciousness only, and also allow this body, mind, vessel to just allow everything to pour through it. Notice that when Esther said, "No, I don't want to be here," and then another judgment came and another judgment and the contraction, all of that just meant that she started identifying with the limitation as opposed to the truth. And the truth is, I'm not this body. I'm not the mind. I'm not the psychology. The truth of me is consciousness that is holding this body. The truth is that I'm this consciousness that holds everybody in this field, including the building, including the country, and so forth, so on and so forth. Yes, that is the truth. So it's almost like flipping, we flip the view. I'm not looking as a person out and having human experiences, but I am this limitless, vibrant, all knowing, all seeing consciousness that is actually generating everything this limited personality is going through. And I'm telling you, this is the only way you can change your life. Otherwise, you're just rearranging the furniture in your house. It doesn't matter whether I put this candle 2 centimeters to the left or to the right. It doesn't really matter. And that's what we are usually doing with love and light work. So maybe this was a little bit harsh, but for those who needed to hear it, great. If you didn't need to hear it, drop it. Doesn't matter. So the practice today is slowing down in order to touch this emptiness. Know that the ego is horrified of the feeling of emptiness, horrified. It can, I will answer questions later. So just feel into your body. And we're going to also throw out all the words. And notice that sometimes the experience of your own body is like going to a hockey game. Can be ridden with many things. The body itself as it's an instrument of sensing. Plug into your spine. Notice that your consciousness has this dynamic force, which is called Shakti or energy. So you are held by the field of consciousness, which is everywhere. Just notice it's all around you. It's all filling your body. And just Notice, do you feel a very clear boundary between your body, where your body senses the skin, and the outside world? The inside of your body, the inside space, and the outside space. Do you feel a very definite boundary? Just question, you don't have to answer. And just feel immediately that within your body, there's this empty space. Once you close your eyes, honestly, you close your eyes. Who are you? So immediate. Inquiry means that you inquire into the immediate nature of reality. It's not somewhere where you're going to grasp it tomorrow or in a year. It's right here, right now. It's so immediate that you're missing it every moment because you get involved through your senses with the outside world. Feel into your spine. Another layer. When you feel into your spine, you can tap into the exuberance of the Kundalini force. You can feel either a heaviness of a limb or maybe tension in your chest. And ask the question, if I feel all of this, I feel the fluctuation of energy. I even feel my body as a field of fluctuating energy. Then am I the energy that's fluctuating? Or is this fluctuating energy taking place? Fluctuating just means moving. That this moving energy is only taking place in the field of consciousness. It's a very essential inquiry. You inquire. Evoke this feeling of a mother's embrace of a small, small child. The mother holding of the child. This is the same feeling as this limitless Buddha field or consciousness field holding your body. And the more, so you have a choice here. Pay attention. You have a choice here. Do you identify with the field that is holding your body? Or do you identify with your body, completely forgetting about the field? And I'm just going to side note that once you start opening up to the idea or to the notion that you are this limitless field, it doesn't have a name, doesn't have a character, not a human character. It has characteristics. Then you start radically altering your life. Because as a human, we think we lead our life. But life as such starts only when you have an insight into the truth. Until then, life is lived through countless veils, veiling you from divine experience. You're tapping into the emptiness of your body just for a while here with everyone as you closed your eyes. Close your eyes, you do not see anything. For a second, you are freed of your personality. And just notice that when we refer to emptiness, it's not accurate exactly, because this emptiness is also everythingness. This emptiness is holding everything within it. And notice as you zoom into the backside of your heart, notice, is your heart generating this powerful Buddha field or harmony field, 0 point field, light field? And just feel how the heart is automatically, never-endingly generating a field of emptiness that connects you to everything. Are you courageous enough to be the sight within which everything unfolds? Be so expanded, fearlessly, so fearlessly expanded that you're comfortable with all of the energetic fluctuations which your mind conceives of as phenomena, things, experiences. You're being trained right now. Can you allow it It's easier to train this way than as if I told you this, oh, let's go to a mall together and practice this same practice. It's good to start here. Can I allow to be so expanded reconnecting to the field of limitless consciousness? It's just a zoom out. And you become more and more and more acutely discerning. You see what exactly is unfolding in the field. Because you're not zooming into yourself, into the personality. You just let go. This word is overused, but still, you unclutch. Look at all the clutching. Survey your life. You're clutching so tightly, controlling all of the experiences that befall us. And for a second, let go of the clutching. How expanded can you allow to be? Are micro movements still moving your body? These ever occurring currents of energy. Do you feel your body moving slightly? And your breath by now had calmed down. And yes, there's still thoughts that you can connect to. You see your thoughts still, they're much calmer. And also notice as soon as the mind is not entertained by thoughts, what does it do? It goes to sleep. So you can also command that you stay alert, awake, and aware. One more time. Drop into your heart space. Notice how the heart space is generating this 0 point field that's connecting you to the heart of creation. The heart of creation is empty. And if, also notice, if there is some unconscious fear coming up, it's just the fear of dissolution. dissolving. Is the drop part of the ocean? That's obvious. But it's less obvious that the ocean also melts into the drop. And this is what we're practicing right now, the ocean melting into the drop. What happens to the drop? Loses its outline as a drop. Liberating you from the clutches your psychophysical experiences. And also program every single out breath to be a conduit of your expansiveness. Every single time you inhale, the force of life, and you exhale, you expand more. Isn't this miraculous? That the breath is one of the tools that consciousness uses to direct its force. Because the masculine element, the Shiva element, is activated through Shakti, the feminine element. And see how your consciousness is being animated through your breath. Are you still alert? Just start zooming into the right side of your heart. It's not the heart chakra. Right side of your heart. Activating this vortex of light. A vortex that's creating the self field. Self-generating, self-sustaining, self-harmonious. And we're going to actually together, I'm hearing, learn a radical exercise. Start zooming into the inception or the point of emanation of this vortex and start making it wider and wider, but slowly at the right side of your heart, moving into concentric circles. So every out breath can actually make the movement outward, concentric circles move either faster or slower. And right now you can create a bubble all around your body, a bubble of golden crystalline white light. It contains all the 12 rays. But never forget, yes, you're playing with the rays, you're playing with the light, but what are you identifying with? The emptiness that is the mother from which your experience arises. So we are standing at the inception point, the bottom of the vortex. And the vortex is getting wider and wider. And you are the eye of the storm. And this light starts clearing out your personal field. It's a living plasma light of divine consciousness. Starts maximizing its spin rate, moving out all of the densities that are not in accordance with the pure Christed consciousness of unconditional love, harmony, balance, wisdom, love. Health, unity, oneness. It's moving out. There's a force in this field right now that we created. There's a momentum. So if I'm clearing my own personal field, that I'm also helping you to clear it, and you help me. And then slowly we're going to move into the spaces where we live. This light vortex, it's a sphere of light, starts moving out all of the entities, energies, attaching spirits, miasma, overlays, holographic inserts, all of it out of the field. So you have the field of your body, you have the field of where you live. And then you can slowly, slowly expand this field to the earth, to the cosmos, until you just see this pure light. But if you see the light, you cannot be the light. your match before that. That's called emptiness. So right now you have expanded so much that if something comes into your field, for example, a worry thought about someone, or if you still need to send healing to a part of your body, then generate more light there, but from this vastly expanded, infinitely expanded space. Notice how from this space, the heart on the right, from this very space, you have burst into the light of the 10,000 suns. The light of consciousness is so bright that we would be blinded by it. But it is such a high frequency emanation that our physical eyes are unable to detect it unless you use your third eye. Notice how this clearing is removing all of the constraints, the densities, the frustration. If you had a problem that was gnawing at you, it just seems distant right now. Within this expanded field, we're going to play with multitasking. You're fully expanded into this golden crystalline photonic light. Feel your spine. We're going to make the field even faster at each chakra point. This is how you raise your frequency. Feel the bottom of your feet, 2 feet. Just see these golden spheres of light. The 2 palms and the top of your head. Feel them all at once. It's like we are turning on the spheres of immaculate harmony. Knees, backside of your knees. We're just adding tailbone, root chakra. And then play root chakra and crown. And then we'll move into the sacral chakra, your womb or hara area. Don't forget that still you are the field that is generating all of this. Let go of all the tension. Third eye, which is 3 points, backside of your head, center of the head, front between the two eyebrows. Liquid, living, photonic light. All of these chakras are now expanding to infinity, into the field. Solar plexus chakra above the belly button. And throat. They're becoming one with the 0 point field. So you have a touch, a deeper and deeper recognition of the emptiness or your true Buddha nature. It is pure, loving awareness. And the heart. All of our heart chakras are melted together and are expanding into the limitless field of the one field of all-encompassing divine source. Notice how you are generating everything. The center is limitless centers, limitless hearts, projecting the field where nothingness on one side becomes everything on the other side. And this is your true nature. Nothing is gained. Nothing is lost. You cannot take away from love. Love infinity, wisdom, intelligence is the one constant, never changing aspect. To start having an inkling what's liberation, liberating you from identification. And what remains is the truth. So it is. Play with this. Do not open your eyes yet. When you do it with the intention that you're going to observe, is there something that stays the same when you open your eye? And then you can close it again. You open it again. Is there something that stays the same? And that immediate experience the simplicity of this experience is you.